You, that was the applause, right? There it is, then Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Oscar Cobb is running late from my
Listen,
understanding.
man, it is 8:30, and like I said, lately we've been on time, so we on time. We're about to get this thing going. Got some great conversation. You might, yeah, my levels. Okay, I sound good. Yeah, we got some great conversation going on tonight, man. Some good content, some recent things that's out there. So we want y'all to be a part of this conversation. Give us a telephone call, 404-500-1605. Want you to be a part of it. You can comment as much as you want, but we would love for you to give a call in. And of course, we need for y'all to hit those buttons over there. That's another way to be a part of the show. Hit the buttons over there, the like button, the love button, the get mad button, the care button. You can even hit the cry button. Either way, when you hit those buttons, it's going to help our
algorithm
go up. And then after you hit that button, I need you to hit the other one that's over there to the right. It has an arrow that points out. Just points to the right. If you're looking at it, it points to the right. Share. Hit that button also, because as I've told you before, man, we're on Amazon Music. We're on Spotify. We're also on YouTube. And then you can mess around and find some clips on TikTok to get you interested to go to those others. Hit those buttons, subscribe, so you can get all of our information. You can have access to all our content after we get done with the live show. Oh, I said a lot.
It's a lot, bro.
It's a lot, bro. Looking at this picture up here, I really think it's time for me to shave my beard down.
That was actually 2 minutes and 10 seconds of nonstop. It's pretty impressive.
How was your weekend, bro?
Hey, man, my weekend was a hail to the victors gallant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail, hail, Michigan, the champion of the West. Ohio State goes down for the third year in a row. So that kicked off a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Mario Toy rocked the house all weekend at Uptown, which was pretty dope. He had great crowds, man. We had a couple of nice little parties over at the Avenue, which was kind of dope to see some crowds over there.
Got to do that baked potato, man. Boy.
Hey. Just listen.
I'm seeing video testimonies and everything.
Hey, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, listen. That doggone Alfredo baked potato is so ridiculously good. I'm just telling you, the shrimp or chicken Alfredo, either one, or you do like me and get them both. But when I say
Alfredo sauce on a baked potato.
JT.
With the chicken.
Listen to me, bro. You will thank me later. Hey. You will thank me later. I'm telling you.
Won't need anything else, just that.
You won't need nothing else.
I've seen the size.
It got broccoli in it.
It's got broccoli in it too?
Yes. Oh, the junk ridiculous. And it's so good, man. Real talk. You'll thank me later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you'll thank me later. Oh, yeah.
To do that.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers won with our new offensive coordinator. And y'all know I've been screaming and crying and hollering for weeks on this podcast, the Steelers podcast, that we're the only team in the NFL who hadn't gained 400 yards.
Hey, dude.
It was 58 games.
When I saw them put that up there, I was like, damn, he was right.
Bruh.
I said, he was right.
Bruh, 58 games. But we didn't gain over 400 yards. One, get rid of your coordinator. All of a sudden, we know how to throw across the middle of the field. Wow, did you see that? So, yeah, I have nothing to complain about this weekend. It was pretty doggone good. All my Ohio State friends didn't call me. I ain't hear from Sean. I ain't from Juan. I ain't from none of y'all, man. All that yah-yah. You know what I mean? D'Amico came here, tried to be humble, have a general conversation with me. And then he looked at me. I looked at him. He's like, okay.
Yeah, remind me.
Good game. Yeah, okay. Respect. What that shirt say? Respect is earned. We earned that respect. How's your weekend, Teasy?
Hey, man. Wasn't as good as yours. Yeah, but it was a good weekend. Thanksgiving. Had a great time over at my man Todd Vick's house. That boy
future brother-in-law.
Yes, he can cook. I posted. Y'all want to know how is it? Letting your boy, your good friend, ask your sister to marry him. Listen, y'all saw that spread on Thanksgiving. You understood. That's one of the reasons right there, man. And then I ate it again on Sunday. Ooh, boy, them
like
leftovers,
that?
man.
Really?
Yeah. Vic, get down. He fried the fish for me.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
fried the fish. I just hate that he lived so far. I couldn't eat some more the next day. I didn't get enough of the fish, to be honest with you. Sports side of things, my Tar Heels did what they do, what they always seem to do. Looked very well at the beginning of the year, and then at the end of the year, they just start losing games. Still had a good season for the Tar Heels, 8 wins, but should have easily had 10. For some reason, for the last 3 or 4 years, it's been that way. The basketball team did pretty good. We got 3rd place in the tournament in the Bahamas, which I wanted to go to, but they was trying to make me stay at Atlantis to go to the game. And Atlantis is way, 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 way expensive. My Giants, the crazy thing is they won when they shouldn't be winning. So we can't even lose right. So, yeah, we're going to mess around and have to keep the quarterbacks that we got. What else? Kind of kicked it. Bought a rabbit air. Me and the wife, Casper, we trying a rabbit air in the basement. Going to see how this thing works with the
Trying what?
A rabbit air. It's the smoke eater smoke. Yeah, we bought one of those. Going to see how this works because she can't deal with the windows being open, especially when it's becoming wintertime and she be down there dressed in a lot of clothes and. Every now and then when I smoke cigars, I like to see my sexy wife, but can't see her when she over there, dressed up in hats and, fur pajamas. And, babe, come here. You want to look at this with me? Nah, I'm stay over here.
Too funny.
So got that rabbit there. I think I'm going to be able to see my sexy again. So, yeah, I'm proud of that. So, yeah, looking forward to see how this thing goes with
Rabbit air.
Rabbit air.
Interesting.
Yep, rabbit air. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I just don't know if it's going to work for the space that we have in the basement. So we might end up having to buy a second one, not in the second rabbit air because that thing is way expensive. Might buy another one for my bar area. And then in the main area, just let the rabbit do what it do. But, I've been smoking without the windows up, and it's been pretty good. It's auto, thing turns on and off on its own. So, it's pretty good. So, no complaints on the weekend at all, man. Like I said, really, really, really relaxed and chilled. Woke up Sunday to go to a practice that was called off, which I understand why it was called off. But, I woke up to do that.
What practice?
Sounds like that's what everybody said. What practice?
There was a practice Sunday? There was a practice Sunday, Dwayne? That was a practice.
It was supposed to be.
Oh, Jerome wanted to do. Yeah. I thought it was Saturday.
It was supposed to be, and they called it off.
I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, I kind of did too, but it at least got me up and out of bed.
John said Falcons undefeated in the South Division. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Falcons in first place. How about that?
Yeah,
I still don't think that quarterback is the guy.
I told you, man. First team to 8 wins that division.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All I gotta do is win 8 games. First team to 8 wins.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how bad New Orleans looked. To be honest with you, I mean, they was down all their receivers, but I was still surprised. Did you go to the game?
I did.
How was the 50? I heard that it was.
So let me say this.
Yeah.
It was the advertising was a little suspicious. Because it made it seem as if it was going to be something prior to the game. Because they said they open the gates early, get their seats, be in your seats by 12:30. So I thought, oh, snap, they're going to do a pregame concert.
Yeah.
Not so fast, my friend. All they did was a pregame introduction of all the, they had a bunch of old DJs and rappers from back in the day. I mean, they ain't about all of them, too. I mean, they were going through the long list. But it wasn't
a lot of them, though.
It wasn't no pregame concert. So you had me rushing to get there. Thinking it was gonna be a concert. I was like, oh man. But
we talked about that last week. Thought there was gonna be a show before the game.
No. They set us up. Why would you tell me to be in that seat by 12:30 if there ain't gonna be no show? You know what I mean? They was slick. They was slick with it.
Did you see Luda?
I did. I saw, but now I will say the way they did end up doing the different artists. First of all, they had microphone problems because when Tip came out in the beginning, you couldn't hear nothing he was saying. So they ended up having to just play the music. You know what I mean? Because you couldn't hear him. You could see him on the screen rapping, but it wasn't going with nothing else.
Wow.
And then it was 2 other people. TLC's music wasn't right when they had some girls.
Yeah, I heard they didn't even get to do anything.
Because the music with the microphone. Hey, I don't know who did that jump. Somebody got fired after this jump because it was a debacle. The first half of this jump was a debacle. I don't know who was over that department, but it
And
was
this
really
was
bad.
at halftime?
No, this is throughout the show, like during different
During
different
timeouts or
commercials,
whatever.
timeouts and
Okay,
all that stuff.
gotcha.
They were doing different parts of the shows, and the
okay.
microphones wasn't working. Yeah, it was bad. The first one I actually heard was Bone Crusher, and Bone Crusher did his thing, and then the way Quavo did his was kind of dope. They had him walking up top of the arena, and they had him just walking all the way around outside the arena. Then they had him walking in. That was kind of dope how they did that. Jesus was kind of dope.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they had, throughout the show, they had different guys doing the rap, but it made it seem like that was going to happen prior to.
Yeah, right.
So, false advertising, Falcons. That's why your microphone didn't work at the beginning. But they won the game. It was a good game. Bijan is a dog.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Ask
She
a
said
cop.
absolute worst turkey dinner.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good, bro. Pretty good.
You got about 3 minutes to tell us how your weekend went.
3 minutes. Outstanding, great weekend, and it's water tonight, folks.
Oh, it was that type of weekend.
Y'all was great. Y'all won the game, Kiki. I said y'all won. She said, let's be great. You won. I was there. I applauded. Listen, I told y'all I like the Falcons. As long as they don't play that hit squad in Pittsburgh.
I'm the same way about my Giants. I go for the I go for the
If
Falcons.
you look at the
same point,
stats
yeah.
between Pittsburgh and Atlanta, as long as Atlanta's concerned, we're a hit squad. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, man. So listen, we're about to go to break, but listen, we got some great content tonight. Hope that you can be a part of this thing. 404-500-1605. Make sure that you give us a telephone call. We love the comments, but give us a call. Let us hear what's going on with you. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's the cop.
We'll be right back. What's happening, people? It's Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's the cop.
And we back, man. We're gonna jump right on into this thing. Excuse me, I just a little late, lighting up a cigar, so I'm trying to.
And why you doing that? Kiki, I said they are a hit squad to the Falcons. That's what I said. We're not a hit squad, but to the Falcons, yes. All right. Just had to respond to that real quick while you were getting ready.
Okay, so yeah, man, what we're gonna start off with tonight, man? We're gonna start off with I'm sure everybody's seen it, all the sexual assault accusations being tossed around in the entertainment industry right now. Mm-hmm. You got Diddy, you got Jamie Foxx. Now something's came out about Aaron Hall. Mm-hmm. Aaron Hall say that he actually was 30 when he actually fathered a child with a video vixen, and she was 16 at the time. Trying to figure this out. How in the hell does Suge Knight have a podcast from prison? But Suge Knight has a podcast from prison, and I'm gonna go over the stuff that he said. It's kind of hard to go with what Suge say because of him and Diddy, but the most amazing part of that is he has a podcast called Collect Call with Suge Knight. That's amazing, bro.
What's his name? Wild 'N Out guy. That's who hooked it up with.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's another story. We have to talk about that another time. But on the sexual assault thing, one thing is we'll ask, and hopefully everybody will tune in, especially in the entertainment industry. You think that this is the norm? And then what I want to ask also is, do people really know if they have been sexually assaulted, or do they need someone else to verify once they describe something that happened, and then all of a sudden somebody say, well, girl, you may have been raped, or dude, you may have been raped, and then they say something. And then do people need the support of someone else being first before they actually speak out about their own story? Because after Diddy's story came out, everybody started coming out right after that.
And I think it's all, I go back to Bill Cosby. And how can I say this? I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to diminish anybody's allegations, but if somebody's been eating off the plate, and they eat off the plate for years, and then when there's a split, all of a sudden they want to come out and say, oh, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. And I'm not saying it can't happen, but we're not talking about a situation like Bill Cosby where the person was under influence of drugs, he had a knockout drug or whatever. These are people that are seen out publicly with him, getting cars, leaving his place, going back and forth. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying, at what point can a person, you gotta maybe even say time out to it. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody can make an allegation, that's like 20 years from now, somebody say this happened, and you have no way to protect yourself, but your reputation is ruined.
Right. I'm with you on that one because, like you said, not saying that it can't happen, but who's this? I mean, anybody can actually end up under a sexual assault claim now if you can come out 25, 30 years. I mean, they was in a relationship.
And it's sad. The thing that's sad about it is it may be legit, but I'm talking about the girls that actually go out here and they may go out with a guy and get date raped, and I'm not saying there's levels of rape because they're all bad. I'm just saying when you're making an allegation after you seen going on vacations with the dude, vouching for him, doing everything else, picking up, it's like I'm not saying it almost, well, hell, call it what it is. It just seems like BS. It may not be. So I'm not in no way am I saying that it's, but come on now. Years later, and then you've been eating with him every day, and all of a sudden y'all have a falling out, and all of a sudden you want to come forward with everything. And I can see Diddy's point because you don't know what happens in a private household. He's okay, here's hush money, go away. I'm close to be a billionaire, take that, go. And she did. But just think about anybody up here, if you go back to somebody, maybe college days, core days, cop days, you just had a relationship with somebody and it ended badly and they came back and made an allegation now, you can't go back in time. So, well, what was I doing 7 years ago? You got to admit you had sex with her because you got, documentation or something, pictures. So you don't want, it's just a bad situation, I think.
Yeah, I think it's really unfortunate that, and I had this conversation so many times over the last few weeks. I think things like this, not saying that it didn't happen, right? But when you have these kind of situations, I think it can do an injustice to the women who really get sexually assaulted, raped, what have you, because I personally, I'm not a woman, so I can't, say how they feel, but even when you talk to women, most of the women are skeptical of these kind of allegations. How do you come back? And the reality of it is, these particular cases, New York's, what's the law?
Oh man, I meant to put it down.
It's about to end.
Yeah.
So all these women are jumping in right now before that jump ends, to get in on it. You know what I mean? So to me, it seemed like it's a straight money grab. Now, is P. Diddy a creep? Probably. You know what I mean? Is R. Kelly a creep? Yeah, we know he is.
And then you got to look at P. Diddy. I think it's more a freak than a creep.
I think he's
all the shit they've been saying about him.
I think it's probably a combination.
It's a fine line.
But you like Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall said, "Yeah, I like to have sex in public." He said it. He said, yeah, they probably did see me have sex. He said, P. Diddy saw me have sex. This person saw me have sex. He said, because I do it in public. He acknowledged, hey man, that's what I used to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, but if the first thing you do is go straight to civil, to me, that's a red flag.
Right, instead of going to the
If that's the first thing you do is go civil. You all these years, now if you can show where 20 years ago you tried to go criminal and they ignored you, all right, now we got some legitimacy
and
here.
Lawyers and everything else. If you can lawyer up now and go for a settlement, because that's all that was. She fired a shot across the bow because he knew exactly what she has been privy to. And he's got everything else going on and all that. He said, you know what?
It's easy to write a check.
Just pay it off. And it looks like a lot of money to us, but $30 million is nothing to people.
I mean, but the and Jamie Foxx, the girl had the date, and it was like 15 or 17 years ago in a club in New York, of course, like I said, because everything that people are dropping out with right now happened in New York because of that law.
Marcellus Wiley, 1999. He was in college. Yeah. 1999. I mean, hey, bro.
When I first saw the thing on Jamie, I said, man, Jamie probably sitting back going, bruh, when were we at that? Think about that. Somebody all of a sudden that you supposedly had a one night whatever with, in a club, no doubt. You didn't take her back to the hotel. This was in a club. And now, all of a sudden, 15 years later, she coming back saying that you did something to it. It's probably hard as hell to even remember who she is.
I'll be hard. I can imagine somebody with that much money because it'd be hard for me to remember. What, way back. I'm that, you know.
So now, in regards to them, one person, like I said, it just flooded after Cassie came out with her thing. Now all of them trying to get in under this deadline. Do you think that has a lot to do with it? Once somebody see that this is a good route to go.
Well, I think it's, and I know everybody, and okay, remember when that stuff on Michael Jackson came out, and everybody did pile on once they realized he was going to settle. Everybody that had taken their kids to Neverland Ranch said, "Hey, look, he touched my kid."
Right. Then they jumped in.
Yeah. So I think that's a lot of that going on now. Because if you held it, you know, and that, like I said, I feel bad saying it because there are situations where somebody can be intimidated and not come forward.
100%.
But I mean, it's hard to even talk about because you got your gut feeling on it, but you don't want to call bullshit because there's a lot of women out there that it has happened to and were intimidated. But when you're talking about one of the most famous people in America, and you've got a gazillion cameras and nobody saw you down, and you mean to tell them you can't come? But then again, it's been settled out of court, so you never know that may have existed. But I just think there has to be some.
See, that's my issue. Yeah. Because this was a conversation I had with Rob the other day. I was like, if you are in tears, you're like, this has destroyed my life. I can't sleep. I can't eat. And all these years, then how can money satisfy you?
Now you sleep better.
You'd want your pound of flesh.
You would want him, if that person is that much of a creep, if he is that bad, why would you take money and let him go to the next person?
That's what I'm saying.
If you have any concern for humanity, you know what I mean? It's like,
then you gotta look
that's
at it
my
too.
problem with it, bro.
You got to look at your level of morality. If anybody you dating and you're a woman and he tells you have sex with these guys and I'll watch, that's more like something you were into because you did it and you didn't leave after that. Now, if you'd have made her do it on a Friday night and she left Monday night, then I can see something. But it happened on a Friday.
that whole sex worker thing.
15 years later, or whatever the time span is, 5, 6 years, you come back and say, oh, it just destroyed my life. Boom, boom. I think you got kicked to the curb. You realize that you had no leg to stand on as far as getting any money out of Diddy. And you said, look, this is what I'll do. She probably bluffed him. He said, get the hell on. She's okay, I got something for your ass. Went and got an attorney. The attorney said, this is what we'll do. Stirred up the pot, and he settled out.
Well, you know, you can have control. I mean, look. In school days, old boy got this. He sent old boy to
right.
What was Spike Lee name in school days?
What was it? What was it? Pip Squeak? Pip Squeak or something like that.
So a woman can be in
Big Brother Almighty.
Big Brother Almighty. So it can happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can be influenced. You can influence somebody enough to go. She could have been not maybe really wanting to do it, but to satisfy him and to live that life that he was giving her.
But then that's my thing though. If you did it this is why I differ. If you're doing something sexual because this guy keeps you in a certain lifestyle, it's almost like how could you call foul when nobody put a gun to your head? If money means that much to you, you got to take everything that comes with it. That's why I look at it.
I just hate that she called the guys sex workers. she said that Diddy had her having sex with sex workers.
But now you're married with kids, and now this is a money grab.
Shit you take to the grave.
Or you prosecute. You know what I mean? But you asked for some money. He said no. You said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. He called your bluff. You did it. And they ain't paying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing happened to our boy Dwight Howard. Same thing happened to all, these folks.
Yeah, Dwight Howard probably should have paid off.
Yeah, he should have. He should have, but But these things happen, man. But I just think it's just unfortunate. And like I said, if it wasn't for this new law, you see all these cases in New York, all these folks trying to beat.
Yep, trying to beat that
Trying to beat the time. You know what I mean? Marcella's wife, she said she was a freshman in college, you know what I mean? And he just came in and, you're a freshman in college, it's 1999, man. What year is this? Come on, man. I mean, I don't understand that jump, but she's trying to beat that date, that time frame. So
2019.
Number one thing
expanded the statute of limitations to 20 years for both civil and criminal cases involving some categories of sex crimes like rape. But before that, it was generally just a 1 year for civil cases. So now that it's been extended out, they jumping in there, boy.
Yeah, I think it should be more if it's something happened to a minor or if the allegation is under, say, 18, then I think you can take it 20, 30 years, whatever, because a person may not be able to cope with it and deal with it.
At that age, right.
When you in that age where you catching and pitching and you get,
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was, Kia said she slept with one of Diddy's workers, married him, and had a baby. I know she married one of the workers. Said married him, had a baby, and now the lifestyle ain't styling. Dang, that's funny.
Suge Knight said, well, Puffy done.
So they teamed up going after him then.
Right, exactly. What Puffy done, what Puffy did, or what Puffy do is not a surprise. Everybody knows what it is. He said, Suge a little, speech challenged. He said, you got to be able to that type, be able to do that type of shit to a woman and to other women. But it's not like it's new news. Yeah, it's Suge. He said that Diddy supposedly beat up a personal assistant because the personal assistant knew about Cassie and, what was the dude, Kid Cudi? That's the one that he supposedly blew his car up. They got Diddy out here being the godfather. Blowing up cars.
Oh, it was 1991, number one. Dang. I said 99, it was 91. Even said she got raped in 91, forgot she got raped. Hey, man. What do you say to that, man?
You don't want to laugh at it, but it's like, come on. If there's not pictures, you can't come up. Because anybody, like I said, you go 15 years back on me, I never had a one-night stand.
Like no more said, you wonder why regular women that's not in the
you got to throw one out there every show.
Look, I tried to go past. Like no more said, you wonder why regular women aren't believed.
Hit facts, and that's why I said at the beginning. That's the sad part of this day, man, because it makes you question, and even the question that you have to ask rape and assault victims makes them feel like it's an attack. But
again, the thing, and that's when I don't really want to come off worked up on this, but you got to look at Watson. Watson had exchanges with people that are in a profession where, there's exchanges. And they grilled those women and wouldn't even go press criminal charges tonight. I'm not saying the evidence was there, but they grilled them. They investigated it thoroughly. And I think this case, when somebody throws a punch after 20 years, I think you got to look at it because it's different if the person has evidence to defend themselves, but you're making an allegation based with nothing other than your word, and then you're expecting. It's almost like, how do you weigh whose word means more than the other person's? Because it's all fine and dandy if a criminal gets taken down and he gets what they deserve, but when it's a situation where you have somebody that just like the freak, and all of a sudden he's spending his time in jail, or if it's like the case of Michael Jackson, where he lost he wasn't destitute. He's still rich, but he lost a lot of money behind that.
Because, it becomes like Unc said, all the lawyers see is money. Or my mom said that, all the lawyers see is money. And that's the sad part, man. It just becomes a money grab. And if you're in that industry, and your name, your reputation, your businesses.
How you make money.
You'll settle to keep it.
You gotta settle.
To keep it from dragging out.
Yeah, to keep them dragging out. Well, and you can be dead innocent, completely innocent.
Axl Rose, also, they went at him too. And Cuba actually pled guilty years ago, but now because this thing has came out for the civil, now they're hitting him with a civil suit also. Because guess the girl was happy that he was guilty back then, but didn't do the civil suit. Now somebody got in their ear, probably a lawyer, and said, yo, we got time. Let's get in here and get this. So, yep, I forgot before the New York law expires. 2015 at Catch New York City Restaurant. That's Jamie Foxx.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, it's like, what can you? You know, it's like, what do you do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know,
if you got it to settle, like you said, you got to.
Like I said, I knew you got to figure. Like with Diddy, for example, you notice J-Lo ran like the wind.
Exactly.
She ran like the wind, so you know what I mean. And they usually like kind of loyal. She ran like the wind, so I mean, no, she saw
Some shit like.
Look, and ain't look back, ain't said nothing bad or good. I'm just out. I'll holler. All right, man, we'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.